Wouldn't it be so nice if all of your student loans were just automatically forgiven? That would have been really nice to have had that happen to me when I was paying off $35,000 in student loan debt, but here we go. We are in a different time period now, so in this video, I'm going to be updating you on the latest and greatest in student loan forgiveness. If you have student loan debt, listen up, this one's for you. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free. I am partnering with the experts over at Money Under 30 on this video, and today we are bringing you the latest in student loan forgiveness. Now, this was talked about when President Biden was running for election, and we have yet to see a mass forgiveness. However, we have seen some other updates that I want you to be aware of. Okay, so since President Biden has actually entered his presidency, he has enacted $11.5 billion in student loan forgiveness, and that kind of comes around in a couple of different ways. Let me show you on this Forbes article. $5.8 billion of student loan cancellation for borrowers with total and permanent disability. $1.5 billion of student loan cancellation for borrowers who were misled by their college or university and got student loan forgiveness through borrower defense to repayment. Lastly, $4.5 billion of student loan cancellation for borrowers seeking public service loan forgiveness, including $1.7 billion of automatic student loan cancellation and at least $2.8 billion of additional student loan cancellation. Now, don't forget, in addition to these cancellation programs that went into effect, there is also an extension of the interest and payment waiver or freeze on your federal student loans until January 31st of 2022. That means that your student loans, if they are federal student loans, they are in administrative forbearance. You are not required to make any payments on your federal student loans, nor will any interest accrue, which has helped out 37 million borrowers over the past year and a half, since we keep seeing this extension of that waiver keep going into effect. And who knows, maybe in January we'll get another extension. The important thing is you are still in good standing with your federal student loans, even though you aren't required to make any payments at this time. Another thing that I want you guys to be aware of is that when Biden passed the American Rescue Plan earlier this year, it also included student loan forgiveness, making that tax-free through December 31st of 2025. This is huge because before then, whatever amounts that you were forgiven, if you were going through public service loan forgiveness or anything like that, the forgiven amount would be taxed as ordinary income on your tax return. So that is huge. Actually, I wanted to point out this article on MoneyUnder30.com that talks about how the American Rescue Plan helps student loans. Here we go. $40 billion in student grants to help with financial needs. Student loans drop to 0% interest. Tax deferred on student loan forgiveness programs, exactly what I was talking about, and then catching up on student loans in default. So I feel like there are a lot of things, even though we didn't see like this lump sum forgiven for everybody, there are other ways that the American Rescue Plan and the Biden administration is helping out student loan borrowers. I highly suggest that you guys check out this American Rescue Plan article on MoneyUnder30.com. I will link to that in the description box below so that you can see how this affects your student loans. Okay, but Justine, didn't we hear that there was going to be some mass amount of forgiveness for our student loans? Didn't I hear a $10,000 forgiveness plan or a $50,000 forgiveness plan? Yes, you heard right, but none of that has been approved yet. Senator Elizabeth Warren has been suggesting to Biden and really pushing him to do a mass forgiveness of $50,000 $10,000 in student loan debt to current student loan borrowers, but Biden has really favored a $10,000 forgiveness as a proposal. However, he cannot authorize this solely through executive action. He has to have authorization and approval from Congress, and Congress has yet to do that. Actually, if you check out this article on Money Under 30, Biden's student loan debt forgiveness plan, will it affect your finances? There's going to be a bit more information for you guys on figuring out exactly what his platform is all about and why we are still in this gray zone of whether or not this is going to be forgiven. However, it's not a hard no, but it's not a hard yes either. We're still kind of in this let's wait and see. And honestly, I don't think anything is going to happen until after the interest and payment waiver ends on January 31st of 2022. The next type of forgiveness that a lot of nonprofit or government or public service employees are interested in is the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. Now, this program has been under scrutiny for years. In fact, only 2% of applicants actually get approved for public service loan forgiveness. Now, earlier this year, we actually saw an announcement of a major overhaul to this program. I want to send you over to this fact sheet that I found that is telling borrowers exactly how they are going to change up this program. All right, so some of the things that they're highlighting is they are going to implement a limited waiver to count all prior payments made by student borrowers towards PSLF, regardless of the loan program. That is huge because a lot of times people are getting rejected because their payments weren't counting towards public service loan forgiveness, and now that's going to be automatically put into place with this waiver. Also, they're going to simplify what it means for a payment to qualify. Next, they eliminate barriers for military service members to receive public service loan forgiveness, and they're going to automatically help service members and other federal employees access this program. So you can see there's actually a lot of different things that they are going to do in order to overhaul public service loan forgiveness, and hopefully we're going to see some of this stuff just automatically happen. In fact, that's what we did see with the total and permanent disabilities borrowers and their student loan forgiveness, is that we could actually use some data matching technology by seeing which student loan borrowers had and collected total and permanent disability from things like Social Security. So we could see how those things matched up and then automatically have that student loan forgiveness applied. I think as technology and government, which we all know they never mesh for whatever reason, they should. As technology gets better with our federal government, we're going to see more of this automatic loan forgiveness happen so that it makes it easier for borrowers to navigate their student loan debt. Now, you may be thinking that student loan forgiveness is like the next best thing to avocado toast. But there are risks associated with student loan forgiveness, and one of the biggest risks here is just how long it takes to get approved for this type of forgiveness. In fact, the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program actually requires that you make 120 qualifying payments, which equates to 10 years of making student loan payments. And I don't know about you, but 10 years is a very long time. Check out this article by Money Under 30, The Hidden Risks of Loan Forgiveness, because it's not all sunshine and roses when you want to bank on student loan forgiveness. There are things like not only it taking a long time, but your balance may not even be forgiven and you end up paying more in interest. Whereas you could have simply just knocked it out very quickly within 2 to 5 years and be done with it completely. And also, I think a lot of people, when they think about public service loan forgiveness in particular, is they don't realize that you have to be locked into a qualifying employer for the total amount of time that it takes in order to qualify for forgiveness, so 10 years. So what if you want to change careers or industries? You may be limiting yourself on those types of jobs, and you may also be limiting yourself on salary as well. The article brings up really good points in making sure that you understand the risks associated with it, so I will drop a link to that article in the description description box below for you to check out. If you still want to pursue student loan forgiveness in this way, there's really 3 questions that you should ask yourself. Number 1, does the government have a track record, a good track record of bailing out student loan borrowers? Now, with a pandemic happening the last year and a half, 2 years, the interest and payment waiver has actually been pretty beneficial. However, in most cases, we haven't seen anything until literally a pandemic had happened. So keep that in mind. There are things that they are doing to try to make it more helpful, but their track record really has not been that promising. Number 2, what are you willing to give up in pursuit of student loan forgiveness? And again, with public service loan forgiveness, are you willing to give up opportunities outside of the public service sector in order to have your loans forgiven? And number 3, will you have your loans paid off before the rest of the amount is forgiven? Or are you giving up your dream job in order to go after this forgiveness? Ultimately, it's a matter of balancing the pros and cons in your situation. I've had people come to me and say, should I be pursuing this? Or actually, I am going to pursue this. And to me, it just does not seem worth the headache. I would be hesitant to chase after a forgiveness program and instead bank on what's already happening right now. We know that the interest and payment waiver is solid. This is already in effect. So if you have no other debts, you have a solid starter emergency fund, focus on paying down that debt even more so that when January 31st arrives and afterwards when interest starts accruing, you have a smaller total outstanding balance that you can work off of, thus accruing less interest. Now, if you want to check out those links from moneyunder30.com, I will leave that in the description box. Let me know in the comments, are you pursuing student loan forgiveness? Is this something that is on your radar? What's been your experience? Comment below, let me know, give this one a big thumbs up, and I will catch you in the next one.